5 near-perfect luxury SUVs, according to Consumer Reports 2026. 3 of these SUVs will silently drain your wallet, 1 will never break. Mechanics call it unkillable. One even said he'd choose it over anything else, every single day. I spent 2 weeks pulling receipts, owner data, mechanic interviews, failure rates. One SUV has 0 catastrophic failures. Another, perfect reviews. But there's a $4,000 bomb hidden in the suspension. If you're about to spend 5 figures on an SUV, this is the only video you need. Let's start with the SUV that feels like a sports car, but could quietly cost you thousands. Number 5, 2025 BMW X5. This is the SUV that will make your morning commute feel like a track day until your wallet reminds you of the air suspension. The 2025 BMW X5 with the B58 inline-6. Consumer Reports gave it an 82 out of 100. For a BMW, that's outstanding. Under the hood, the B58, a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-6, 375 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. Top speed, 155 miles per hour, electronically limited, ready for anything except one hidden bill. This engine is rock solid. Toyota trusted enough to put it in the Supra. That tells you everything. The transmission, ZF 8-speed automatic. Change the fluid every 60,000 miles and it'll outlast the vehicle. Inside, 12.3-inch digital cluster, 14.9-inch curved touchscreen, gesture control, heated and ventilated seats, some of the most comfortable in the segment. Cargo space, 33.9 cubic feet behind the rear seats, 72.3 with them folded, more than most competitors. Used examples? Around $68,000 depending on mileage and trim. So what's the catch? Air suspension. Sounds fancy, right? Until it costs you $2,500 to $4,000 to replace. And it's not a matter of if, it's when. Coil spring models don't have this problem. If you're buying used, confirm which suspension it has before you sign anything. Also, watch the water pump and thermostat around 80,000 to 100,000 miles. Budget $1,200 to $1,800 for that job. Bottom line, the X5 with the B58 engine and coil springs is a near-perfect luxury SUV. Avoid air suspension unless you're prepared for the bill. But number 4, it's even more reliable, and it costs $20,000 less. Number 4, 2024 Acura MDX. This is the SUV that never calls in sick, just shows up, does the job, and never complains. The 2024 Acura MDX. This is what happens when Honda decides to build a luxury SUV without the luxury repair bills. Consumer Reports gave it an 85 out of 100, elite territory. Under the hood, a 3.5-liter V6, 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds. Top speed, around 130 miles per hour. Not the fastest, but smooth, refined, and dead reliable. The 10-speed automatic, excellent. Shifts are crisp. It's been time-tested across Honda's entire range for years. Inside, 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, 12.3-inch touchscreen, a 16-speaker ELS Studio 3D audio system that sounds incredible. 3 rows of seating. The third row, actually usable for adults on short trips. Cargo space, 18.1 cubic feet behind the third row. 48.4 behind the second, 95 with everything folded. Used examples start around $48,000. So what's the watch out? The infotainment system. It's not bad, but it's not as intuitive as BMW or Mercedes. Some owners find the touchpad interface frustrating. Also, the V6 isn't particularly fuel efficient. 19 city, 26 highway. If you're doing a lot of city driving, that adds up. But here's why the MDX is on this list. It just doesn't break. Acura reliability is legendary. You're getting Lexus-level dependability at a lower price point. Imagine this. You buy an SUV, you drive it for 5 years. No major repairs, no surprise bills, just oil changes and brake pads. That's the MDX. Bottom line, the MDX is the smart money play. Near luxury feel, Honda reliability, and you're not gambling on expensive repairs. But number 3 might shock you. It's cheaper than a German SUV, but just as luxurious. And it comes with a 10-year warranty, even on used models. Number 3, 2024 Genesis GV80. This is the SUV that makes German luxury look overpriced and comes with a warranty that outlasts most marriages. The 2024 Genesis GV80. This is the SUV that makes you question why anyone pays $20,000 more for a German badge. Consumer Reports gave it an 83 out of 100. Under the hood, you have two engine options. The base, a 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, 300 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds. But the real star, the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, 375 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. Top speed, 149 miles per hour, electronically limited, fast enough to embarrass most German rivals. That V6 is smooth, powerful, and it's been rock solid across the Genesis lineup. The 8-speed automatic? Excellent. Shifts are quick, perfectly matched to both engines. Inside is where the GV80 really shines. 14.5-inch touchscreen, 12.3-inch digital cluster, available 21-speaker Lexicon audio system. The materials? Stunning. Napa leather, real wood trim. Fit and finish that rivals anything from Germany. 3 rows of seating, cargo space, 13.9 cubic feet behind the third row, 45.9 behind the second, 84.4 with everything folded. Used examples start around $57,000. Here's the kicker. Genesis includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Even on used models, the remaining warranty transfers. Think about that. You buy a used GV80, you're still covered for years. Engine problem? Transmission issue? Genesis handles it. So what's the catch? Resale value. Genesis is still building brand recognition. You'll take a bigger depreciation hit than a BMW or Mercedes. Also, the dealer network is smaller. If you don't live near a Genesis dealer, service could be inconvenient. But if you're keeping the SUV long-term and you have a dealer nearby, the GV80 is an absolute steal. Bottom line, the GV80 delivers $80,000 luxury for $57,000. The warranty alone makes it one of the safest bets on this list. But number 2 combines something most luxury SUVs can't, speed and efficiency, and it's backed by the best reliability record in the segment. Plus, it returns 27 miles per gallon. Number 2, 2025 Lexus RX 500 HF Sport Performance. This is the SUV that proves you don't have to choose between speed and a clean conscience at the gas pump. The 2025 Lexus RX 500 HF Sport Performance. This is what happens when Lexus decides to build a luxury SUV that's actually fast. Consumer Reports gave it an 86 out of 100, near the top of the entire luxury SUV segment. Under the hood, a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid system. Combined output, 366 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. Top speed, 130 miles per hour, electronically limited. Quick, efficient, and it sips fuel like a sedan. This is the quickest RX Lexus has ever built, and it does it while returning 27 city, 28 highway miles per gallon. The hybrid system? Toyota's time-tested setup, refined over decades, indestructible. Inside, 14-inch touchscreen, 12.3-inch digital cluster, available 21-speaker Mark Levinson audio system, one of the best in the business. The cabin is whisper quiet. Lexus is famous for sound insulation. The RX takes it to another level. Picture this. You're cruising down the highway. No wind noise, no road noise, just you and the music. Cargo space, 29.6 cubic feet behind the rear seats. 46.2 with them folded. Not the biggest, but competitive. Used examples start around $62,000. So what's the watch out? The ride is firm. The F Sport Performance model has adaptive suspension tuned for handling, not comfort. If you want the traditional Lexus cloud-like ride, get the standard RX Hybrid instead. Also, the infotainment system has a learning curve. It's improved from previous generations, but it's still not as intuitive as German systems. But here's why the RX 500h is number 2. It combines performance, efficiency, and Lexus reliability. You're getting a fast luxury SUV that won't punish you at the pump or the repair shop. Bottom line, the RX 500 HF Sport Performance is the thinking person's luxury SUV. Quick, efficient, and backed by the best reliability record in the segment. But number 1, it's the SUV mechanics call unkillable. 0 catastrophic failures, no engine problems, no transmission problems, no electrical nightmares. Just drive. Number 1, 2024 Lexus TX 350. This is the SUV that will start every morning for the next decade and never ask for anything but oil changes. The 2024 Lexus TX 350, the unkillable luxury tank. Consumer Reports gave it an 88 out of 100. the highest score on this list. Under the hood, a 3.5-liter V6, 275 horsepower, 263 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds. Top speed, 130 miles per hour. Not fast, but that's not the point. This engine has been in the Lexus lineup for years. Battle-tested, reliable, requires nothing more than oil changes and basic maintenance. The 8-speed automatic? Smooth. Time-tested across Toyota's entire fleet. Inside, 14-inch touchscreen, 12.3-inch digital cluster, seating for up to 7 passengers across 3 rows. The third row? Actually spacious. Adults can sit back there comfortably on long trips. Rare in this segment, cargo space. 17.6 cubic feet behind the third row, 43.1 behind the second, 84.7 with everything folded. Used examples start around $58,000. Here's what makes the TX special. 0 catastrophic failures reported. No engine problems, no transmission problems, no electrical nightmares, just drive. Lexus owners report minimal issues even past 100,000 miles. Oil changes, brake pads, tires. That's it. Imagine this. You buy an SUV, you drive it for 10 years. Your kids grow up in the back seat. Road trips, school runs, grocery hauls. Not a single breakdown. Not one tow truck. Not one panicked call to a mechanic. That's the TX. The TX also comes with Lexus Safety System 3.0 standard, pre-collision braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring. So what's the catch? There isn't one. The TX is boring. It won't win any drag races. The styling is conservative. The driving dynamics are competent but not exciting. But if you want a luxury SUV that will start every morning, carry your family in comfort, and never leave you stranded, the TX is the answer. Bottom line, the Lexus TX 350 is the safest 5-figure decision you can make. It's not the fastest or the flashiest, but it's the one your mechanic would buy with his own money. Buyer's checklist. All right, if you're actually shopping for one of these, here's what matters. First, suspension. If you're looking at the BMW X5, confirm whether it has coil springs or air suspension. Air suspension will cost you $2,500 to $4,000 eventually. Coil springs won't. Second, service history over mileage. A 60,000-mile SUV with no service records is a bigger gamble than a 90,000-mile SUV with every oil change documented. Third, warranty. The Genesis GV80 has a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty that transfers to used buyers. Huge. The Lexus models have strong CPO programs. The BMW and Acura don't offer the same coverage. Fourth, get a pre-purchase inspection from a specialist, not a general mechanic. A BMW specialist for the X5, a Lexus specialist for the RX and TX. They'll catch problems a general shop will miss. Fifth, budget for maintenance. Even the most reliable SUV on this list will need oil changes, brake pads, tires, and coolant flushes. Budget $1,500 to $2,500 per year for routine maintenance on any of these. If you ignore everything else, remember this. Never buy a luxury SUV without understanding the suspension setup and the warranty situation. Those two things will determine whether you love or regret your purchase. So there you have it. 5 near-perfect luxury SUVs, according to Consumer Reports. The BMW X5, if you want performance and you avoid air suspension. The Acura MDX, if you want Honda reliability without the Honda badge. The Genesis GV80, if you want $80,000 luxury for $57,000 and you're keeping it long-term. The Lexus RX 500h, if you want speed, efficiency, and Lexus dependability. And the Lexus TX 350 if you want the safest bet in the entire segment. Which one would you buy? Drop your pick in the comments and tell me why. And if you want to see how these stack up against the worst luxury SUVs to avoid, click this video right here where I break down the biggest money pits in the segment. I'll see you there.